of all the Capcom creators. As much as you may hear me talk shit, as much as I may be, you know, I'm not controversial. I say the fucking reality. Every day on TikTok, I see some nigga fighting with somebody for no reason. Almost every fucking day on TikTok. I just seen a nigga fighting with some other dude over a TV at like Walmart. Nigga, that's my TV! Nigga, let go! Nigga, that's my TV! Two dudes fighting over TV. They ain't even nothing out there that's really hot right now. Like, there's no Seinfeld out right now. There's no, you know what I'm saying? How I Met Your Mother, or, you know, Seinfeld, or you know, It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia. Like, matter of fact, nah, Always Sunny in Philadelphia, that's hot. If you have not checked out that show, that is one of the most amazing sitcoms of all time. It's like if Seinfeld was in a bar, only like they're ridiculous. They're even more ridiculous than Seinfeld was. Some of their shit is ridiculous. Like I find those guys hysterical, man. Those guys are awesome. Those guys are awesome. They must be like drinking a little bit when they're doing that show. Cause sometimes I don't know if they're really good at pretending to be drunk or something. I don't know what it is, man. Those guys are amazing. You know what I'm saying? I'm trying to save the franchise from this. This is why I get so upset. Look how long it takes me to find a match. Sometimes I've tested it. I've been there, you know, now mind you, I play at certain hours where most people, like, you know, are going to work or whatever. You know, I'm still trying to get my job back, which, Lord willing, I do get. And with all the money, everything back, you know, that's nothing for Bob. It's nothing personal with Bob. The union's going to pay for it anyway. And the union gets way more money than they ever deserved in the first place. They don't deserve $1 at the union. That's a fact. So anything they've ever gotten from being in the union is a joke. It's an exploitation of workers, is what it really is. It's a foul exploitation of the workforce, and they don't deserve anything. So, you know, let's not make it more than what it is. You know what I'm saying? But, you know, this is what I'm trying to avoid. I want people to play Street Fighter. I'm a huge fan of Street Fighter. As much as I talk shit about areas in the game that I feel they can be fixed and make the game better, and more people will understand the game, and more people will like the game. The startup of the moves is pretty fucking good. You know what I'm saying? I feel like it's perfect in a lot of ways. I feel like the jab and the light kick are maybe a little bit too fast on recovery. You know what I'm saying? I feel like the jab could be more like, you know what the reason, I think the real reason why they do it, make it faster, is because it makes the game more intense. Because if you knew that they could only strike once with the jab, you would really never fear the grab. But in that split second of jab and grab, you could combo them full combo, or they could combo you full combo, and it's a matter of a split second decision. And that's what makes the game a lot of fun in a lot of ways. You know what I'm saying? But this is what I'm trying to avoid right here. I want there to always be a game, and in fact Capcom is actually fixing it. Capcom USA is making it so people on Xbox and PC can play against people on PlayStation, and hopefully even Nintendo will also have Street Fighter 6 with their new tablet. I hope they make a tablet that can play Street Fighter 6 and Tekken 8, because that would be like, I'm 100% gonna buy it if it does. If Steam Deck could do it, if Valve Steam Deck could do it, then I know for a fact Nintendo could do it. Because Nintendo has way more money than Valve, and so does PlayStation, and so does Xbox. And in fact, that Windows Surface phone, that's incredible. I think that's one of the, if they made it like the Samsung Z Fold, instead of being two separate screens, I would have bought the Windows phone instead, because I'm more familiar with Windows than I am with Android. And the Windows Phone also has Google Play, so like you get the best of both worlds. I get the familiarity of Windows, which I grew up with, and I think is amazing. You know, I could load up my music files. I could probably even load Reason. Not only, you know, unfortunately, Reason Compact is not on Google Play, which I highly recommend for making music on your phone. If you have an iPhone, you have to get Reason Compact. You have to get it. It's the most simple, straightforward music production that you'll ever get in your life. You'll ever see. It's incredible. It's incredible. You can tweak all the sounds. You can make the bass basically almost sound how you want. It's incredible. You know what I'm saying? And they have all the instruments there. If you really pay attention, you know what I'm saying? If you take away the undertone, you know, you could have a pure guitar sound, like an acoustic guitar. You know, because sometimes they make their sound like a saxophone, even though it's two sounds combined to sound like a saxophone. It's amazing how they do it. You know what I'm saying? This is what I'm trying to avoid. You know what I'm saying? This is really what I'm trying to avoid. Waiting like this to play a match. You know what I'm saying? I love this franchise. Street Fighter is an amazing franchise. The creativity of the creators is amazing. The talent of the artists is amazing. The computer programmers that made it a reality they're also very talented. But what upsets me about the computer programmers is that it would make perfect sense to everybody. If they make a mistake, after they make a mistake, they could get countered. But we need a better window of opportunity. A lot of the times, the counter is medium punch or lower. It should be hard punch and lower. It should be everything you want to be able to do in that situation. If you want to grab. If you want a low sweep. And when you do a low sweep, let it be a true hard knockdown. And when an opponent gets a knockdown, let them really get a knockdown. Don't let that quick rise. That's what makes the game fun. You know what I'm saying? That's what makes the game fun. You know what I'm saying? That's part of what makes the game amazing. You know what I'm saying? I just feel like, for example, here's a prime example. A lot of the charge characters, unless you backdash or neutral jump, like let's say for example M. Bison's flash kick. Let's say for example M. Bison, his scissor kick. You know, if you could backdash it, if you know for a fact it's coming, you could backdash it and crush counter them, or at least counter them, or you could neutral jump and counter them and get full combo. A lot of players don't know about this. Sometimes it even slips my mind, even though I know about it. You know what I'm saying? I should really make notes about this for my own personal, you know, sanity, just in case I ever go to a tournament or whatever. This goes for basically almost all the charge characters. E Honda, when he does the Superman dive, it works on him as well. You know what I'm saying? Otherwise, if you block, it's going to be extremely hard to counter them. You know, Balrog, same thing with his straight punches and his low sweep and everything. Some can be countered without having to do all that, but the best Balrog players, they don't use any of the ones that can be countered. But there is a catch to that. If you neutral jump them or backdash and basically avoid their attack altogether, they're countered. They're in a counter state because the recovery is way longer when they miss. So, you know, I don't think it should be like that. What I'm saying is that, you know, it's unfair that a Balrog player, just because they pick Balrog, oh, you know, my opponent blocked my attack, but it's extremely hard to counter, so I feel like I'm good. It should not be like that. It should not be like that. There's nothing wrong with changing the initial game from, oh, we were throwing fireballs at each other and uppercutting. That was cool, and it still is cool 20 years ago. You know, and it's not to say that it's bad, but it's real unfair. When you block, like, let's say, for example, you block Ryu's fireball, there's something called push block in the game. When you block a special move, you get pushed away. I disagree with that. I disagree with that. If the opponent blocks Ryu's fireball, he should be able to be countered easily. The problem with the game is that it's too difficult to counter Ryu in that situation. Can you counter him? Yes. Is it harder than it has to be? Yes. Ryu should be comboing that fireball. Now, the only difference is if he lands the EX fireball, then you add that additional juggle possibility. He landed an EX fireball. Now he could uppercut after it. Now he could spin kick after it. Now he could jab reset after it. Now he could do the he could do the EX donkey kick, the sidestep kick with Ryu. They hit the wall. You could jab reset. You could uppercut. You could do spin kick. You could do jab reset into cross up. You could do a lot of things. After landing something that you've earned, I'm entirely cool with that. You earned meter. You wanna add additional damage to your opponent. I'm cool with that. But the regular core moves, I feel like they can't be like that. For the sake of the game being fair, I disagree with that. Believe me, the game is amazing the way it is. The special moves are what make the game amazing and creative and funny. You know, the Russian wrestler grabbing you and jumping 20 feet in the air while he spins in like a 720 and then sits on you with his fucking whole body. That's cool. Like the tombstone, like they call it the tombstone. He hops in the air and he lands on your fucking head, right? That's what makes the game amazing. If you gotta increase the damage, I feel like the damage is perfect on it already. I just feel like the range is way too much. I feel like Zangief players don't have to rely on the same game that basically everyone else in the game has to. Like, for example, Cammy. Zangief is a Cammy destroyer. You know what I'm saying? And, well, now not so much because they updated it. At first, he was a Cammy destroyer. Now they updated it so you can do a regular grab to grab him out of his 360. I disagree with that. I disagree with that, though. You know what I'm saying? But in a way, I understand why they did it, because, you know, I just feel like it's a little unfair. Like, you know, it takes away one of his special moves, like, basically altogether. Almost entirely. So, and as for Tekken, the only thing I ask, if you are going to keep the low sweep and the high sweep in the game, at least don't let them juggle you afterwards. Don't let them get full combo possibilities. You know, more. Don't allow them to get additional combo damage. At the very least, make the recovery of the sweep so long that the opponent can still get off the ground. They're not put in a 50-50 situation by a player who stood who basically was laying on the ground as a strategy. That makes me want to throw up as a member of the fighting game community. That they choose to lay down as a strategy. That makes me want to fucking throw up and die already. So all I ask is that if they do land the low sweep and the high kick, they can't land any additional pressure or combo damage. You know what I'm saying? That way, if you do block it, they get countered better, easier. They get countered easier. You get what I'm saying? But you know, I hope they do get the message, because I really do like these games a lot. Like, I'm a huge fan. You know, all jokes aside, I might spaz out on my stream. I'm a sore loser. A lot of people are. I think everyone is, really. But I believe I can win them all. But, you know, sometimes it's not easy. Especially Tekken. With the fucking lag sometimes, it's not easy. You're not given all the information. A lot of these players don't understand. When you play offline, you see all the information on the screen. When you play online, sometimes some of that information is skipped while you're receiving the game. It's not showing you his entire kick. It's showing you, like, pieces of the kick, not the whole kick. Sometimes you don't understand that. As players, you go, oh my god, he sucks. It happens to the best of us. We can't determine who we're going to connect to, right? But we know how the game really is offline. And I'm not going to deny that a lot of these, you know, I've played some Tekken players that are incredible at landing these combinations. I'm amazed at how good they are at landing these combinations. I consider myself pretty good at doing these combinations. They make me look like I suck at doing combos. They're that good. But I'm starting to get the hang of martial laws combos a little bit. But martial laws combos are fucking hard, man. You don't understand. To get those, like, I forget what they call it. There's a specific name for it. But it's extremely difficult, man. And, you know what I'm saying? And another thing, what I don't understand is that, you know how when they land and their feet are up in Tekken? Opponents will do, I see guys do standing uppercut and pop them back up into a combo. I'm like, dude, what the fuck? You know what I'm saying? They're laying on the ground and I try to do kicks to them and it'll completely miss and it looks like my foot's almost touching their belly. And I'm like, dude, that's pretty damn close. I would believe it if it just worked. But then they're uppercutting and it looks like they're kind of missing and it pops me into a combo. You know what I'm saying? I love Tekken. Tekken is amazing. I as much as I complain, I have a lot of fun at Tekken. It's a roller coaster ride. I love it. I'm a sore loser. I believe everyone is, but I love it. It's fucking awesome. Street Fighter, I always loved Street Fighter. I thought the best Street Fighter of all time was Third Strike. If I had to choose another one, I would say Hyper Fighting. The reason I say Hyper Fighting is that I don't say Super Turbo because Super Turbo, a lot of players will just build a super meter and try to win a round. Especially with the better characters in the game, they build super meter way faster. Like for example, like you know what I'm saying? I feel like Fei Long builds meter real fast. Blanca builds meter ridiculously fast. Probably faster than anyone in the game. That's why like a lot of people are like, yo, Blanca sucks. And I'm like, I don't agree with that at all. Because he builds super meter probably faster than anyone else in the game. And once he has that super meter, you know, you cannot zone him anymore. You know what I'm saying? And Blanca does a pretty damn good amount of damage for the combos he lands. But anyway, what was I gonna say? As for Mortal Kombat, like I said, the wake up option, like I feel like in all these games I complain about. In Street Fighter, I wish you just couldn't do delayed wake up, like all that stuff. Like just you get knocked down, you get knocked down. Someone uppercut you when you were jumping in. Sorry, dude, you got to deal with pressure now. You got to deal with the hard knockdown. He guessed correctly. He made his move and he was correct. He knocked you the fuck out. You jumped in the air. He uppercut you. Now you got to deal with his pressure. That's the way the entire game should be. Chun-Li does lightning legs on you, or you know, EX, whatever. Even her regular lightning legs should do a hard knockdown. Guess what? You have to deal with her pressure now. You know what I'm saying? Chun-Li does a fireball combo. It does a hard knockdown. Ryu lands a fireball in his combo. Hard knockdown. I think that's also going to make the game better. You know what I'm saying? As much as you think, oh no, that, believe me, it's going to make the game better. It's going to make the game even more intense. You know what I'm saying? I know I'm going to regret it later when I play online, but guess what? It's going to be way more fun offline. I feel it is. You know, there's too many times in Street Fighter V where you're trying to pressure an opponent. You know, quick wake up, jump back, avoid everything, bye-bye. Bye-bye. Now I gotta chase him for 5 minutes, bye-bye. You know what I mean? Give me a break, that's corny. Make the stages smaller. No, now we have to fight. We have to brawl. It's a fighting game, for Christ's sake. And for all these jab and grabbers, stop playing my favorite fighting games. Go pick up WWE 2K and play a wrestling game. If you want to jab and grab, pick a fucking WWE 2K and play a wrestling game. Not that there's anything wrong with those wrestling games. They're actually pretty amazing. But for these jab and grabbers, that's all they do. Play a fucking wrestling game, dog. You know what I'm saying? Go get yourself a fucking wrestling game, man. Leave the cool fighting games for us who play the game legit. You know what I'm saying? You know, all jokes aside, believe me, we all understand, even especially in the older games, the combos were so hard that we had to grab to win. The game was so hard, we had to grab to win. So believe me, the players that have been playing for a long time, they understand this very well. But now the game is easier than ever before. But they messed up big time. The overheads in this game are one of the biggest mistakes in this game. So I hope they fix that for the next one. But we'll see, man. You know, look how long I've been waiting. This is why I say it. So if you feel I'm not legit as a, it's cool. You know what I'm saying? I'm just saying the reality. You know what I'm saying? I don't care how they interpret it. It's the goddamn truth. You know what I'm saying? It's the goddamn truth. Yeah, so I'm gonna have to play Tekken again or Mortal Kombat, but it's cool. The closest thing I have to Street Fighter is Mortal Kombat, so I guess I'll just do that.